Today we have so much to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit more about the new Princess Winemaker dinners. We're going to talk about some really exciting news, I think, with Princess that I need to talk to you about, some improvements that I am seeing that make me really very pleased. We've got onboard updates, 1,000 children on a cruise ship, on a Princess cruise ship. We need to talk about that. And the sales that Princess has going on right now, their promotions that I think you need to be aware of as you are making your plans for this year and into next year, as well as I am going to talk to you about the entertainment that we had on our river cruise. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and just as a point of reference, today is Wednesday. It is April 5th of 2023. So I'm going to do things a little differently today and start off with asking you to please subscribe. We look at our stats on YouTube and we have quite a few new people joining us to watch our videos every day, so we would appreciate it if you would subscribe. If you're going to be traveling at all this summer or cruising at any point, we would love to have you with us, and I think you will find it really valuable to be here. We go out of our way we do a lot of research to provide a lot of information, and also our Let's Go family members pitch in and share their experiences, so we are all very well informed about what's going on, not only on Princess Cruises, but a lot of other cruise lines and travel venues as well. So we would love to have you with us, so hit that subscribe button, and thank you very much. So first of all, let's start out talking really quick. Yesterday, I told you that Princess is introducing those new winemaker dinners that they're having in the Crown Grill with Caymus, I believe it's Caymus, C-A-Y-M-U-S Vineyards. Several of you were so kind to reply and say that they have excellent wines, and this is really exciting news. I talked about it as an experience, and I think it is an experience. You know, you can either just go eat so that you don't starve to death, or you can go have a lovely experience, and I think that is what Princess is doing with this. So I am really happy about that. I did want to let you know, one of our Let's Go family members was so kind to send me an email and let us know that they were in last spring, a year ago, when they were in the Mediterranean on a cruise. There was a winemaker's dinner offered when they asked about a special wine tasting dinner of Italian wines that had been available at Sabatini's before. They were able to enjoy that when they were on the ship that time. They said the dinner that they had featured wines from the Silverado winery. The meal was equally as good as the chef's table. That is excellent. When they sailed on the Caribbean Princess just this last January, they asked about the winemaker's dinner and they said that it was not available at that time. So it sounds like they are rolling this out so that it will be available on all of the ships. I'm really interested to hear when we hear about these happening for the first time. So let us know how much it will cost. A couple of the reports that I read, which were not Princess press releases, estimated about $140 a person. I'm guessing that that was based off the approximate cost. The chef's table, unless that price has gone up, is $149 a person if you have the wine with the dinner. If you don't, it's $99 a person. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now also, we've got another Let's Go family member who is on board the Caribbean Princess right now, and it's our Jeffrey. He does the Cruising for One blog. Look that up in his YouTube channel. Now his YouTube channel is new enough that you're going to have to look for it. So put in Cruising for One all together and then scroll down and look for it, okay, to support him. He has really good videos. He did a short the other day showing us that new VIP lounge. Well, the really interesting thing is he sent us this picture that Gordon's going to put in here of showing what the premium desserts are that are available. They've got the Godfather, which is $12 if you don't have the package, and the Michelangelo, which is also $12 if you don't have the package. The really interesting thing is, some of you have been so kind to share photos before, and we see them, you know, on different Facebook groups and everything, but the desserts that were offered on the Caribbean Princess are a little different than the ones that we have seen from some other ships. So I am wondering, and maybe, so tell me if you know, any of you that have sailed recently since these came out in February, I wonder if they vary by ship. I wonder if they can even change on a ship based on what's available that week or during that sailing. So kind of let us know what you're noticing, those of you who are out there, or anything with a point of reference. So we will I will do my best to follow up with you on this as we hear more about those premium desserts. Most people haven't really, I say most people, a lot of you here have commented that those don't look kind of like the desserts you would enjoy, but this is so interesting. Princess posted on their Instagram page when they were introducing these desserts, and so they had lots of comments, so I read through the comments, and so many people were really excited about these desserts. So it just goes to show that what one person doesn't particularly enjoy, another person will enjoy, and we all have different tastes. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is Let's Go family member Let Us Go that on the Discovery Princess, they just barely got off. They received a notice that says, "We trust you are enjoying your time aboard the Discovery Princess. Due to ongoing worldwide supply chain difficulties, we were unable to offer you the regular complimentary Elite minibar setup on embarkation day. Instead, we have taken the liberty to provide you with a bottle of wine. Should you prefer to change it to white or red or simply swap it for another beverage of your preference, please let room service know." So this person, when they said we don't want the bottle of wine, they just gave them a $40 onboard credit. So I don't know if this is happening on other ships. I don't know how long this is going to go on for. It's really interesting to me that in some places they have plenty of some things and in other places they don't. But I still go to the grocery store and sometimes they're out of things that I am surprised they're out of. And so I'm wondering if that's what's going on with this. So those of you who have this situation happen to you and you don't want that bottle of wine, like they said, just turn it back in and you'll get an onboard credit. That way you can buy some of the drinks that you would like to have. So like I said, let us know if you are seeing this on other ships as well. Now, another thing, one of our Let's Go family members is wondering, they had previously seen that on the Dine My Way Ocean Now app that you could order food from Sabatini's for delivery, and now it is only showing the Crown Grill. They were so nice to send a picture here. We are wondering if it's because Sabatini's has a new menu or if they're changing things. If any of you have experience with that, will you also inform the rest of us? Truthfully, I hadn't noticed Sabatini's on the menu that you could order from before, but perhaps it's because I hadn't looked for it. The last time Gordon and I were together on a princess ship, we ate at the Sabatini's and just in person. So there you go. Now, super fast, Gordon is going to link that video that I did about showing you how to click through on the Princess website to print your travel summary. I don't want to have to keep talking. I don't mean to keep complaining about Princess Easy Air. We've talked about it a lot, but that's the best way to see if your flights have been ticketed, meaning that Princess has paid for them. You actually have that ticket number. Just because you have their airline confirmation number, doesn't mean that your flight has been ticketed. It has to be ticketed and paid for before the airline will let you on the airplane. Okay, so Gordon is going to make sure. I said the other day when we were in somewhere in Europe that he would link it and we forgot. So he is putting that up there for you. Finally, the last question I thought it was worth mentioning to everyone here. Someone asked if Princess allows curling irons. For example, they don't allow irons. They do have an ironing board and an iron in their laundry rooms, in all of their laundry rooms there on Princess ships. But a curling iron, yes, you can bring your own blow dryer, you can bring a flat iron, you can bring your hot curlers, your hot rollers, whatever you want to call them. All those hair kind of things are all allowed. I am always just really careful with mine, as I am at home, to make sure I unplug it as soon as I'm done using it so that it doesn't accidentally cause a problem. Now, I mentioned that there were 1,000 children on a princess ship, so we're going to talk about that at the very end. Really quickly first, we are going to talk about what the princess promotions are that are going on right now, because there's a few that I don't know if you are aware of, and I think it's worth mentioning because we're all looking for something different. And then I'm going to, in the next day or two, I want to talk more about some of the other cruise lines as well and what they are offering. So from now, April 4th, actually from yesterday through April 14th, so that's through next Friday, Princess is running a promotion that you get up to, so remember that, up to $600 of onboard spending money per stateroom, plus up to 40% off of your cruise fare on select longer sailings fall of 2023 through spring of 2024. So, and if you're wondering, I already checked, and our group cruise to Norway does not fall under this, and neither does our group cruise to the British Isles. I checked on that yesterday. So this is a really good option. If you are wanting to go on a longer cruise, look and see if your sailing applies. I don't have a list that is associated with this. There wasn't one available, but I wanted to let you know. And so you can go ahead and hold these with only $100 deposit, and then it depends on which kind of cabin you book as to how much onboard, that extra onboard credit that you're going to get. But if you're looking at a cruise, this is a good time to look at booking that. And then from now clear through May 2nd, Princess will have the promotion going that it's 40% off of cruise fares. And so look and see. It does not mean that you look at the price on the Princess website and then take 40% off of that. The prices that they are posting includes the promotion. Okay, that's how that works. So wanted to make sure that you know about that. That's through May 2nd, like I said, and is already in full swing. And then this is a shorter window. Well, not a shorter window, it's a shorter list. Sorry, a shorter list of voyages. If you sail on the following voyages, and I've got the list here, and it's just a few of them, the second, third, and fourth guest in a stateroom sail for free. Okay, they sail for free. So really quickly, it's the Pacific Wine Country sailings that go on April 6th of 2023 and on April 29th of 2023. Those are both 6-day sailings. The Pacific Coastal sailings are the other ones, the ones that go on April 26th for 4 days, April 28th for 3 days, April 30th for 3 days, the Pacific Coastal on April 30th for 5 days, and the Pacific Coastal for 3 days on May 3rd. And those are scattered between the Sapphire Princess, the Discovery, the Grand, the Crown, the Royal, and the Majestic. So it just depends on the sailing, which ship that will be on. And if you are interested and want help with this, you can send me an email and I would be delighted to help you book this. But I thought that is really too good to miss. If you've got people that you want to take with you, whether it's your family or friends that you wouldn't mind sharing a cabin with, this is a really good deal. At the second, third, and fourth person sail for free. So that's awesome. Now, for a little while now, Princess has been having the promotion that Canadian dollars are at par. In other words, a Canadian dollar they will take as a US dollar when you are booking a cruise with Princess. They are extending that through May 31st. That's a really big deal because then you don't lose money on that exchange. All right, so if you live in Canada and you want to book, this is a good time to book, and it goes clear through May 31st. Finally, the last promotion, then we're going to move on, that I wanted to tell you about is there are multiple destinations available at special single traveler rates. So those of you that go solo, this is a really good time to look at what those cruises are that you don't have to pay that solo supplement. That means that, like, you know, if the cruise fare is $200, that you would have to pay $400 because you're going by yourself. You have to pay for that double occupancy even though it's single occupancy. So that's really great that you wouldn't have to pay that double amount. And so if you want to know about that, I do have a list of that. It's too long to read off to you like this. And so if you're interested, you are also very welcome to send me an email, and I'm happy to help you do a cruise with that. Now, so here we go with everything going on the Discovery Princess right now. We've got Let's Go family members on board right now, and I just love, so they went on a short, was it, how many days was it? It was like from March 25th through April 1st, so 6 days, 7 days, anyway, so they were on. So that sailing, and they were sailing out of Los Angeles, like I said, on the Discovery Princess. The ship had 3,680 passengers. Usually just at double occupancy, that ship is full at 3,660. So she was really, really full, you know, and you get that extra capacity, you know, when you have more than 2 people in one cabin. And so out of that, there were 500 children on board that sailing. They said it was crazy busy. There were lots of younger people than a lot of times you look, in the average demographic for a Princess cruise is around 50 years. They said there were lots of people much younger than that on board in addition to the 500 children. They said, though, that the food was excellent. They even said that they feel like the food was better than it was even before COVID in some of their dinners in the main dining room. I thought that was excellent news. And so let me segue right here. I want to say that I honestly think that things are getting better with Princess. And you, those of you that have been here with me for a while, I don't think I'm a tough critic, but I really feel like it's my job to tell you what's going on. And I get that from my experience cruising on Princess. I get it with my experience. I call customer service and their partner advocate line very often. I do for people, and just everything that you all share, and I do a lot of research on the site as well, so I feel like I try to take a lot into consideration when I consider how things are going. And I want you to know that I think things are getting a lot better. I feel like the food is looking up, their service has always been excellent. I think Princess's crew has always been amazing, and will I like to hope it will always remain amazing. But I would like to say I think their customer service is taking a step up. I know now that I've said that, the next time I call, I'll get someone that doesn't know what they're doing. But truly, the last few times I have called, the last several times I have called, I have had the good luck to most of the time get someone that knows what they're doing. There are still a lot of people that don't know what they're doing, but I feel like we're moving in the right direction. And I feel like it bears mentioning, because I know that we're often quick to mention if something's not going smoothly, and I think it's equally important to mention when things are improving. And so hats off to the improvement with that Princess. Now, so they had a lovely cruise on that week. It was a California coastal cruise. Then they stayed on. And so let me tell you really quick how Princess is running when you are doing a back-to-back on the same ship. So first of all, their room steward let them know that 2 days before disembarkation for everyone else, and when they would be switching to the other cruise, that they would receive a letter. Indeed, they received a letter with the instructions of everything that they needed to know about switching cabins. Because, you know, sometimes you're fortunate enough to be able to keep the same cabin if you have a back-to-back. But sometimes if you book one and then you decide to go on the other, you don't always get the same cabin. So they had to switch cabins, and it had lots of instructions. I love that she pointed out whatever you had hung up in your closet, you didn't have to take off the hangers and repack. The room stewards just would move it for you, take care of everything. Then the day before disembarkation, she said they had an excellent meeting where the officers came, explained how everything would work, and she said they covered everything beautifully. And then on the morning of disembarkation, they had all of them wait together in a lounge. It was about 100 of them, she said, that were doing the back-to-back, and they literally had to go down, get off the ship, go through customs, and literally walk right back on. They just took their valuables with them, like, you know, your jewelry, whatever, and then when they got back on, after they had waited in that lounge, their new cabin was ready with all of their stuff in it. So I thought that worked really smoothly. She did point out that there in Los Angeles, they do have the facial recognition for customs. So that's very nice. It always speeds things up to have that facial recognition. I think that at least in the amount of traveling that Gordon and I have done at different ports, it seems like that is getting to be very common. Even when we were just coming home and from flying home from Munich, there was facial recognition right there at the Atlanta airport as we were going through customs. It made it go really super quickly. In fact, when we let's see, they had the facial recognition, they let you in, and then in a little while you had to show your passport briefly, but not well, briefly. They looked at it and asked you what you brought with you and what you didn't bring with you, and then we were done. So it was really quick, but so I was really happy to hear how smooth that was. Now, so then they stayed on for the April 1st sailing of the Discovery Princess. So on that sailing right now, there are 4,200 passengers. And like I said, at double occupancy, that ship is full at 3,660. So that tells you that there are a lot of people sailing with way more than 2 people. Well, it would just, you know, with more than 2 people in the cabin, okay? And on that sailing, they have announced that there are 1,000 children. She said it is ages 18 and under, and she said that it is just a crazy busy ship. She said that there are children, lots and lots of children. It's not very quiet on the ship. It is during the spring break time there, and so this comes with 2 things. first of all, I know that it used to be that the different cruise lines would limit how many children they would allow on each sailing so that they would be able to manage everything really well. Can you imagine what their kids clubs are like if there are 1,000 children on board? I think it's pretty busy. I'm not saying that it's not good to take your children. I'm just saying that be aware that when you sail, like during spring break, you're going to have a lot more children on board. I love children. I have 4 of my own children. I have 8 grandchildren. I love children. But I just feel like, you know, people go on cruises for different reasons, and if you think that you're going to go have a quiet, a very quiet, relaxing sailing, don't do it during spring break. And it's really interesting when you think about spring break, because truly across the country, I think that I know of spring breaks that started that first week of March, and here we are. I think a lot of them finish by the time Easter is done, and so I would say leave that window open to not book a cruise if you don't want to go when there could be a lot of children on board. And it just changes the dynamics of the cruise a little bit when you have that many children around and everything. She said they are still having a glorious cruise. She said that the crew is still fantastic, the food is fantastic, the service is fantastic. It's just a lot noisier and crazier with all these children. So let me know if that makes a difference to you when you decide to book a cruise. And keep that spring break window in mind. I know that a lot of us think of March as spring break, but this year with Easter not being until April 9th, it leaves this other time open as well. So I just thought I would let you know. Let me know if you think that that would make a difference about whether or not you would want to go on a sailing then, and if you will be keeping spring break blocked from cruising. Alrighty, and then I want to talk to you really quickly about the entertainment that we had on our river cruise. So first of all, our river cruise was only 5 nights. So on the very first night, when we had there was no entertainment. They talked about the fact that they figured a lot of people were tired because a lot of people, you know, just flew in, and with the time change of flying from the United States to Europe, they figured a lot of people would want to go to sleep. So we had a lovely dinner. We actually walked around for a minute and walked upstairs on the sky deck just a little bit, but it was raining, and so we didn't stay out there really long. We just went to see what it was like, and then went down to our cabin. And let me tell you, the way that Avalon does it with those big glass, the whole wall is windows. It makes it really nice to be able to see out, even if it's inclement weather. So we really enjoyed that an awful lot throughout the cruise. But anyway, with the entertainment, so the first night there wasn't any, and then the next night we were in Linz, Austria until like 11 or 11:45 p.m. We were there very late. So they had this lady, a singer, come on board, and she just sang beautifully, and everyone I think thoroughly enjoyed that. And that was just, everything there takes place in the Panorama Lounge, which is, it's a really pretty area there. You'll see in my videos that there's just windows all the way down and along, so you can see out everywhere. It's absolutely beautiful. But she came and she sang to us. It was just absolutely beautiful. So then the next night, which would be night number 3, that was the night that they did karaoke, and that was very entertaining to watch. We didn't sing. I was very tempted to sing, but I'm really not a good singer. I just really like to sing, and so that was really fun to watch other people sing and join in the fun with that. And then on the next night, night number 4, was they had a band come on from Slovakia. It's really kind of fun. The way that the river cruises there do it is they come on, and then we had to stop later to let them off. And so that was really nice. They were a fun band. And then the very last night, the entertainment was that illumination sailing. If you missed my video about that, you should watch it. It was just so breathtakingly beautiful that we had already docked earlier in the day, and so what the captain does is like maybe like, was it about 8 o'clock-ish, he takes you away from the pier and starts, maybe it was 8:30, starts sailing down the river. It was breathtakingly beautiful. It is one of those moments when you're just out there, and Gordon and I were like right in the front. We were the only people out there for most of the time, and it was just oh so beautiful that you just have to think of where you are on the Danube River. I like to think, I picture where we are on the map, and just to take in how beautiful it is there. It's nighttime, everything is lit up. It was spectacular. And so he sailed down quite a ways, the captain did, and then turned around. And by the time we were turning around to come back, we were freezing cold, just so cold, because it was really, really cold out. In addition to just being on the water and moving, it was cold anyway, even if you were standing still. So we decided to go down to our cabin, and with that beautiful window of the beautiful wall of windows, we were able to turn out the lights in our cabin, open the curtains, and the bed faces like that window, so we were just able to fluff up our pillows and lean back and watch that beautiful sailing again, of going back down the river and seeing everything illuminated. It was absolutely beautiful. I do know that up on the top deck, that on the sail back is when the cruise director kind of talked about some different landmarks there. And fortunately for us, they were places that we had seen earlier in the day. We did 2 excursions, Gordon and I did, and we had been able to see those places, so we had already heard the history of it. But if you hadn't been able to, you hadn't chosen to go hear about those places in person and see them, then that would be a really nice option to listen to all that as well. But since we had already sailed one direction, we just decided that we were cold and we would go enjoy the view. And it was really actually quite special that we were up there by ourselves. A lot of people were finishing dinner. We had stayed in Budapest there and had a Hungarian dinner, which I highly recommend. And so a lot of people were finishing their dinner and drinking and all of that, and so we just got to enjoy the top deck there to ourselves, and it was just an extra special time. So the entertainment on our river cruise was wonderful. It is not what you think of when you think of entertainment on an ocean cruise. There were no like production shows, nothing like that. One thing that I'm going to do differently the next time I do a river cruise is I am going to plan some later things when we are in port slate. I really didn't plan that very well because I really didn't know what to expect. And so if you end up deciding to go on a river cruise and you book it with me, I'll help you with that a little bit. Because like when we were in Linz, Austria, it was pouring down rain, it was freezing cold. And so when we came back from our excursion, it was only like, I want to say maybe 5:30 or 6 in the evening, but we were in port until 11, I can't remember if it was 11 or 11:45. So I should have gotten us an Uber or lined up, you know, a tour with TripAdvisor for somebody to take us around Linz a little bit more and go for dinner somewhere, just to enjoy being there in Austria more. So it's the little things like that that I think make a really big difference. Like I said, it makes all the difference to us that we had dinner in Budapest. Thoroughly enjoyed that, very traditional dinner. And like there was one waiter that had a little bit of English, and that shows you how traditional it was. It wasn't like a really touristy place where you just got you know, a watered down version of what their food is. So it was lovely. But the entertainment that they did have, it was beautiful. The singers were great, the band was fun. Karaoke is always a good idea, I think. And so no complaints at all about the entertainment there. We were kept plenty busy and there was lots to see. So if you have any other questions about our river cruise, don't hesitate to put them down below, and I am happy to talk about it. So I will be talking. Oh, and you know what? Also in the comments, yeah, let us know if you are on a cruise right now, and it doesn't matter if it's Holland America, Princess, Norwegian, anyone. Let us know how things are going, because we'd love to hear. So I'll be, and you know what else? If you appreciate these videos and these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? It really does help us out. So thank you very much, and I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.